Heroes of Cabernet let us pull together some amazing people to talk about their wine and learn a lot of information about the place, the grape. I'm super excited to introduce you guys to David and Kathleen Dicesaris. Oh, David, I just butchered that name. I'm so sorry.
They used to call me Dicesaris in high school. It's actually Dicesaris is how it's pronounced.
All right. It's all Greek to me. Is that Greek?
Sono Italiano.
Italiano. Okay. Well, thank you guys for both being here and talking to us about your fantastic wine. Let's try the pronunciation. Castiel. Correct.
Yes, very good.
Okay. Um, this is just a magnificent product off of Howell Mountain. What we're looking at, this is a phenomenal bottling off of Howell Mountain, Castiel Estate, Howell Mountain 2021, 99 points, made by famed winemaker Celia Welsh. She's a doll, and she's on vacation traveling the world like she should be. And so the owners of the winery came in to talk to us about their wine. So many great stories here. But let's start off with Howell Mountain, one of the 16 sub AVAs of the Napa Valley. Is it 16 or 17 now? They just added a new one.
Yeah, they added the
Crystal Springs.
the Crystal Springs. That's
Yeah.
exactly right.
So 17 now.
Is it 17?
I believe so because of the new addition.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is like a lower part of Howell Mountain, right? It's like on your way to Howell Mountain as you're getting up towards 800 feet or higher, which is what you need to be at Howell Mountain. There's a new AVA for that area underneath the 800 feet in elevation. It's called Crystal Springs.
It is, and it's 1,400 feet, Ian. So you start at Silverado Trail and you go up from there to 1,400 feet. The difference between Silverado Trail and the 1,400 feet is now the Crystal Springs AVA.
Boom. Got it. So tell everybody about this great story, because having you both here is just such an honor to be able to hear from you both. But you are a one wine winery. This is your baby. Tell us how it all came together.
You start.
I'll start with that. So we own 88 acres up on Howell Mountain above the 1,400 foot elevation. And what happened was the property literally fell into our lap. We were meeting with a guy named Jim Barber, who worked at Freemark Abbey prior to when he went out on his own. And Kathleen used to work at Freemark Abbey after Jim was there. So those two hit it off, and Jim said to us, hey, there's this great property up on Howell Mountain, but it's sold. If something comes available, I'll let you know. So we go across the street to a meeting that we had set up with a realtor, and she says, hey, I've got these 3 vineyards I want to show you. They're out in Atlas Peak, Carneros, or whatever. But hey, this raw land just fell out of escrow 10 minutes ago. And it was the exact property Jim Barber had just told us about.
Oh my God.
So I went back across the street and I said, Jim, is this really the property you just told us about? And he said, pay full price for it right now. And so 2 weeks later, we owned 88 acres up on Howell Mountain. And we said, we have to do this. I mean, the property literally found us, right?
Yeah. We had water.
We didn't even know if we had water. But then later, Mark Mondavi water witched it and found us basically what amounts to an underground river with a well that does over 300 gallons a minute. So
unbelievable.
It is. It really is. This business, it ebbs and flows. We've been doing it now for 10 years. On the tough days in this business, we remember how lucky we were, how fortunate we were that this property fell into our lap.
Yeah, it really.
Hence the name Castiel, by the way. Castiel is the angel of good timing.
Aha.
Yeah.
Which is where the label themes come from, with the clock dials and the multi-dimensional like travel through time type of look and feel.
Yeah, Castiel's the angel of timing, and we really felt that we were in the exact right place at the right time, and magic happened for us because it is impossible to find property like we have in Napa. So yeah, the label, it's a clock, it's an astronomical clock, and it tells the story of the life of Castiel from the day Dave and I met 33 years ago in Napa at Freemark Abbey Winery to the day we found the property, to people who helped us and were instrumental in everything coming together, and time and place. So every single tiny detail on the clock is
there's
telling
meaning.
a story about our life together and our journey with Castiel.
So and we could talk about the label for 2 hours, but if you just look at 2 o'clock on the label, there's that circle. That's representative of Kathleen and I coming full circle, starting in Napa, leaving Napa, then coming back to Napa at 2 o'clock, which is the exact time the property fell out of escrow.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
So
It was her idea. It was her idea.
that's cool. And what was the first vintage?
2014.
2014.
And so you're almost 10 years in.
Yeah.
And I've read a little bit about some of the challenges of doing business in the Napa Valley, and I'm sure that those continue. But how's the ride so far? You guys doing okay?
Well, thank you.
You
Thank you
can
for
do it.
asking. Okay. So yes, we've been trying to put vines on our property for 10 years. And in August of 23, we finally got our 21-acre project approved. It was appealed by a group out of Arizona, and the supervisors literally vetoed that approval. And so we're back to square one, reapplying for a smaller vineyard.
Yep.
It's been difficult. That part's been difficult. But we have a lot of friends on Howell Mountain. A lot of people want to see us succeed. And luckily, we have neighbors that sell us fruit so that we can make this wine. And, we're not allowed to say who or put in writing who the source is, our major source. I don't know about videos and stuff, so I probably shouldn't say, but
Sure.
A great source.
it's a name everybody knows.
Yeah.
So keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks, Ian. The wine part of it has been an absolute joy.
It really
we've met
has.
so many incredible people. It's a passion that we have really just had a beautiful time with. So,
and normally
gonna
it's the
continue that.
opposite. The wine could be a little bit more difficult and the vineyard's a little more
Yeah.
fun, but for us, it's been the exact opposite. And
Mhm.
frankly, having Celia on the team, we lucked into her too.
Yeah.
She was making Jim's wine, and Jim said, you know what, let's work together and we'll turn you over to Celia. And Celia agreed to take us. And
Yeah.
that was the best thing that happened to this project.
Yeah,
Yeah, come on, that's a dream, right?
it is. And the best part is we get to drink it too. Have it well.
Absolutely. Is it 100% Cabernet?
Yes.
It is, yes. And you'll find this interesting just for your audience. There are a number of different clones of Cabernet, and each has its own little different little characteristics. And so what Celia will do is she'll do different harvest dates, do multiple passes to get different characteristics from different clones. It's all barreled separately, and we do have some role in it, but it's 98% Celia kind of making all that happen and deciding, kind of what the options are for the final blend.
Well, we're at a 197.95 for the people on this program. This is how many cases are you making at this time?
I think the 2021 was 332 cases.
Cool.
And it ranges from, I think that's pretty much the lower end of the production, except for the 2014, which was kind of like a friends and family kind of deal. I think we're up around 425 for the 2024, so in that range is where we are.
And
Great.
I appreciate you guys being here. We're going to taste the wine now with our audience, and I'll share some feedback with you guys later.
That's great. Ian,
Everybody, please enjoy.
Yeah, Ian, thanks so much for the
Ian, thank
opportunity.
you.
We really appreciate it.
Definitely.
Thank you both. Really great to see you again.
All right,
Great to
likewise.
see you too. Happy holidays.